Story time. Today I'm gonna tell you a story about, well, how I woke up to an orgy. It all started on a Friday night, as most things like that do. And I was heading over to my friend Matt's house, and we were gonna have a small get-together. It was about 6 to 7 people. We were just gonna play video games and just chill. That was the game plan. Now, speed things up to about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, and there was about 30 to 50 people in a small apartment, and everyone was just drunk. It was pretty bad, to be honest. Stuff started to take this really bad downhill spiral and to fuckness. So Matt was talking to this girl. Her name escapes me from the moment, but I know it started with an M, and she was Mexican. Not that that matters, but her tit game was way strong. They were really nice. But whatever. So we're going through, and Matt's kind of a player at this point in his life. He's better now, but at this point of his life, this was probably the worst version of him. And he kind of snuck off to the bathroom with this little girl. Not little like a child, but little like she was small framed, because he doesn't fuck children. And like I said, he sneaks off to the bathroom, and everyone knows, like, shit's about to go down. They gonna be fucking in the bathroom. So I see the girl, this other girl, you know, the girl that likes him, the one with the tits. We'll just call her Tits for now, even though that's probably really sexist, but that's all I got right now. So she goes in the bathroom. She's about to go in, and I'm like, oh, what can I do to help my boy out, you know? So I stand in front of the bathroom door, and I was like, you probably shouldn't go in there. Shit's not good, you know? And she's like, I'm fucking going. And I was like, you know, sometimes you just can't stop people, you know? So she proceeds to kick in the bathroom door, which is also never a good sign that things are going to go well. And she kicks in the bathroom door, and, you know, lo and behold, they're fucking in the shower. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? You know, there's like half a second pause where everyone's just kind of looking at each other and just scared, you know. So this tits girl grabs the other girl that's fucking in the shower by the hair and just starts just pummeling the fuck out of her face with her fist. I mean, she's just getting after it with her fist, and I'm like, oh god. You know, I thought things were gonna go bad, but I never expected this. Man, she just pummels the shit out of this girl, drags her out of the bathroom, just, you know, calling her names, like, you know, just general names, like slut, whore, things like that. Everyone went outside, people started fighting. Someone lost a phone in the pool, I recall. And then my other friend that I actually came to the party with, he just walked home off into the distance. Like, he was like, I'm gonna go home now. And I was like, you don't drive. And he was like, I'm leaving. And he just walked, man. He got home that night, apparently, so that's good. But so then we're like, all right, we need a new attack plan. We heard sirens, the cops were coming, shit was bad. So, you know, we hopped in a car. We were not fleeing police, but we hopped in a car and we left quickly, per se. So we're in a 3 Series BMW. We got about 12 people in the car. There's at least 1 girl, maybe 2 girls on my lap. I don't really recall. Like I said, wasn't sober. I was quite inebriated. And you know, to make things worse, I'm just chugging a 4 Loko in the front seat of this BMW. And we get to this party, and I'm like, this is pretty chill. I'm pretty sure there was cookies. There may have been cake. Regardless, I ate something and I enjoyed myself. I went to the backyard. I watched like 3 or 4 people climb up into this treehouse, including Matt. And I was like, hey man, can I come in the treehouse? He was like, no, fuck you. And I was like, okay man. And then like, I went inside and I wrapped up in a blanket and I sat in a chair. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna take a small nap. You know, a drunk nap, how that goes. I mean, it is 3 in the morning at this point. And so I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I really gotta take a shit, you know? And I turn on the light and I open my eyes and there's just 5 to 6 people just fucking in this bed. And I'm looking right at them. I didn't know what to do. I just stared into their eyes. Just super awkward. And they were like, turn the fucking light off. And I was like, oh, of course. And I turned the light off. And I was like, good God almighty. That was an orgy. And it just smelled like sex and dick and Fritos for some reason. You know, I don't know why, but definitely Fritos. And then I was like, well, I gotta go take this shit anyways. Go into the bathroom, fucking take a shit with a blanket on. And I was like, this is pretty chill, you know, still drunk. And I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to another party, because that makes sense to me. And I was like, I'm pretty sure on the other side of these woods there's another party. I don't think. There was definitely, but I just couldn't find it. I was drunk. So I was like, I'm just gonna walk over to my buddy Tristan's house. Walked over to his house. It's probably about a 3 to 4 mile walk. I had no shoes on. Where were my shoes? I don't know. I might have been holding them, but couldn't find my shoes at that point in my life to put them on. And I walked in and I was like, hey man, which is never a good sign when I say that. And I don't even know past that point. I think I just passed the fuck out. And
I'm gonna take over the story. Araby came over to my house, completely shit-faced drunk, and knocked out on the floor. Just fell asleep on the floor. I was like telling him, hey, you could sleep on the actual bed, and he was like, okay, and then he just fell asleep on the floor. And then later, the next morning, he's waking up, he's hurting. He's like, oh, I feel like shit, but he was like, you know what, whatever, I don't give a shit anymore. I had a fun ass night, let me tell you about the story. And then he proceeds to show me, like, he and I, we both didn't know what the blanket was. And I was like, what is that blanket, where'd you get it from? He's like, honestly, I could not tell you, I have no idea where I got this blanket. And he takes off the blanket and he shows it to me, and it's the biggest, just fucking Insane Clown Posse's emblem ever. It's just a huge ass Insane Clown Posse emblem. Now keep that in mind while I tell you about something else. A year later, literally a year later has passed, a whole year has passed, and we meet this chick named Bailey. And Bailey was one of my really good friends, incredibly awesome, very nice, very sweet, became one of my best friends, and used to hang over at my place all the time. And I was telling her about the story about Araby coming over to my house incredibly drunk, telling me about this crazy ass story they just went through. And then I show her the blanket, and she like started going, what the fuck, and then like they were like, she just froze for a second, like calculating shit in her head, and she was like, that's fucking my blanket. And I was like, bullshit, it was your blanket. And I was like, and she had not seen Araby at the time, but she was like, is it some dude that like with blue eyes, kind of thick set? Is it that dude? And she described Araby almost perfectly with like more descriptions, and I was like, yeah, that was him. And she was like, that asshole stole my blanket. He just walked out of the house. And she was like, hey, that's my blanket. He looked at her straight in the face and said, I know, thank you, and then walked out. Just walked out. She was the one who hosted that party. The second party. And she wasn't in the orgy, just to let y'all guys know. She didn't even know what was going on. She didn't even know that she had a treehouse. I'm joking. She had a treehouse. She didn't know anybody was in the treehouse. So back to Araby to finish off the story.
yeah, so that precedes the second or third party I ever went to. And you know, it was good. It was good times, but I don't plan on stumbling onto any orgies again. That was about enough of that.
So that was the end of story time number 2. If y'all guys liked it, please like, please subscribe. We love doing these story times. We have a lot more, and in fact, we're gonna start doing some story times where we're both talking together and adding on top of it later. But so expect probably a story time tomorrow. We love these story times. We'll also do some more full gameplays if you like them. Please like and subscribe. We do story times as much as we can, and we have, I guarantee you, so many fucking stories to talk about. Like, so many stories to talk about. So guys, please like, subscribe if you would like. You don't have to. I don't give a shit, dude. You do what you want. I'm still gonna upload these story times. See you guys later.